This time on Low Boost, I'm going to go over the Porsche announcement we have been waiting years for. If you're watching this video right now, you're a Porsche fan, which is great because they're awesome. But there's something that Porsche fans have been waiting for years. When they came out with the Boxster, it really changed the way Porsche did business. It really helped them stay in business, and that the car evolved into a great car that we know today as the Cayman. And a lot of Porsche enthusiasts really figured that the Cayman, because it was mid-engine, was more well balanced than the 911 at the time. And the problem was Porsche knew this, and they just wouldn't put the engines from the 911 in the Cayman because they know the 911 folks would be probably up in arms. How could you make a better car than the 911? The 911 is supposed to be the 911. But they really did a service for us with the Cayman GT4 because they did put the 4-liter flat 6 in that car, but it still didn't have the horsepower that we were thinking. And Porsche knows this. Over the years, from the evolution of the 996 to the 997, the 991, and now we see the 992, the geometry of those rear engine cars have changed a little bit. They've done a little, they've kind of nudged the engine forward a little bit to fix some of the problems that a real far back rear engine car would have. So they've really engineered it. It's not a mid-engine car, it's still rear engine, but they've tried to change that geometry a little bit. Now, what we've always wanted though is to have that engine, this, in this. And they won't do this in this until now. So, the new Porsche Cayman GT4 RS is actually going to have the almost 500 horsepower engine that we see in the GT3, but it is going to be in a Cayman. They're finally putting the bad boy, naturally aspirated Porsche engine in a Cayman, and I am absolutely excited to see this. And they're going to price them starting around like $140,000. There's a couple different packages that you can get. The car does vary significantly from the regular GT4. Not only does it make about 80 horsepower more than the GT4, it is about 77 pounds lighter, and it has a lot of other goodies that are going to make this thing a really great track car. It has magnesium wheels. It has adjustable downforce on both the front and the rear, 20% more downforce than the GT4 itself. Now with all that extra power, they really have found the perfect racer in the Cayman GT4 RS. And when you're looking at lap times, not only does it do 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds, which I think the regular GT4 is like 3.9 seconds, so that is a considerably faster 0 to 60. It is over 20 seconds quicker around the Nürburgring, and Porsche is claiming that this did the Nürburgring in 7 minutes and 4 seconds. Now, mind you, that's still a few seconds slower than the 992 GT3. However, that is the same exact time that the C7 ZR1 went around the Nürburgring, and that has a lot more horsepower. So that just shows you the engineering that they've actually put into this thing. And there's a lot of engineering. Porsche really wanted this to really be the ultimate driver's car. So the intakes actually are located on the side right behind the B pillar. Those are actually carbon fiber, and they designed them so that's where you're actually going to hear the intake sound, and you hear that a lot more in this car than the regular Cayman or the GT4. Your head and your left earlobe is only located 30 centimeters away from that intake, so it's right in your face. The exhaust is also tuned to be different sounding than the GT3 as well. Porsche claims the reason why it doesn't have officially 500 horsepower and it's 493 is because they had to make longer exhaust runners to go out the back, and that changed the back pressure around a little bit, so they couldn't quite get 500 horsepower out. You could say that's just debatable, that they just tuned the engine that way, so they just made sure that it wasn't as fast as the GT3, but this thing is pretty darn close. This thing sounds amazing. It still redlines at 9,000 RPM. It weighs about 3,200 pounds, and it might be the ultimate Porsche track car. And you can debate that between that and the GT3, in my opinion, is a naturally aspirated, amazing track car. The only downsides we really see with this is it's not going to come in a stick shift. It's only going to be in a PDK, and it's 143,000 bucks and up, which is double the price of the base Cayman. But this thing is really going to give a lot of its competitors a run for its money. Especially, I would put this in the same class as competing with the C8 Z06, especially in terms of price. I know the C8 Z06 has got a lot of, it's going to have to work pretty hard to beat a 7-minute 4-second Nürburgring time, which it might, but it's still going to be right in that class to compete with the two of them. Both amazing cars, two-seater, just absolute track monsters, and I'm really excited to see a GT4 RS live. The other problem is that Porsche doesn't like to make a lot of allocations for these things, so you're not going to be able to just go order one online. You're going to have to actually get allocated one through Porsche, and there's always a process for that. It might not be as difficult as getting a Ferrari, but especially at first, they're going to probably have these, they're probably already sold. They already know who's buying them at first, especially. However, over time with the GT4, you were able to order one, and it wasn't complete, black wall. You had to actually know somebody that knows somebody that robbed somebody to get one. With a lot of these exotic car allocations, you almost got to know somebody that knows somebody that robbed somebody to get access to being able to order one the way you want it, or even get an allocation from the dealer. So they did not do that with this. Or although you might have to know somebody or have a track record of buying brand new Porsches at first, Porsche is saying they are going to open this up so that a lot of people can get them too. But also remember, this is an RS model, and they like to play these really close to the vest because this will probably be an instant classic as soon as it comes out, like a lot of the RS Porsche models are. Now, if you guys are interested in learning more about this car, I will be doing more videos on it. If you know someone that is getting one in the upstate New York area, put them in the comments below or try to set me up with them, because I'd love to see one live. I would like to get my hands on one if I really could. I obviously know that may not happen, but I would like to at least see one live. So if you know anybody, let me know in the comments below. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, because the more information that we get on this car, I will be making more videos, and I would like to do a review on one at one point. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button. That lets YouTube know that other people should be watching this video too. I hope you guys have liked the different take that I have on the car than you might have seen already by all the big YouTubers that make videos on a commercial scale as opposed to little old me. So thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.